Okay, this is definitely one of the more uncomfortable videos that I'm gonna make, but this is the earliest sales call that I can find that I recorded. I think this is probably this might be like the third or fourth sales call I ever took. Just to give a bit of context, this would have been like about a week into starting my very first SMMA, first getting into the internet marketing space. At this stage, I had been through Charlie Morgan's course. I had a good idea of the script. I'd been through some very, very basic sales training, but obviously that accounts to nothing if you've not actually got on a call and given it any practice. So I'm gonna press play. You're gonna see exactly how I handle it. This is literally like my third call I think I'd ever taken, and it's gonna be uncomfortable, but let's do it.
Thanks. Cheers. Thanks a lot. Okay, bear with me a second.
Yeah, bro.
There we go. Cool.
All right, so I'm fucking around for about 20 seconds before I've even got ready to ask the question. Don't do that. Have everything ready before you start the call. I was fucking around because I had to get my recorder. I was setting up my tabs. Invite Fathom to the call. Just get ready, just straight away. You don't have to ask for permission. Just invite Fathom to the call. It should be recording anyway. And then you can just get straight into it. Take 5 minutes before the call to actually prepare. But last thing I want to do is keep pausing this. So let's get into it.
Yeah, so what I'll do here is I just want to ask you some questions to find out a bit about your business and about yourself. And then if it seems like we're a good fit, then I'll explain what we do and then how I think I could help you. And yeah, you can choose to go ahead if you decide to or not.
Okay, great.
Okay, so I just wanted to...
Bro, like I said, I don't want to keep pausing it, but I've got to for this frame that I've set. Like, it is the most like uncertain way of setting the agenda for the call ever. And like, if she was a different prospect, I'm sure she would not have agreed to that frame I've just set. Literally, I've said it in the most like bitch-like way possible. I've got all this shit in the background. I'd probably sort that out. I'd get rid of the fucking stick of deodorant, backpack just lying across the floor. But I think the frame itself is good because I obviously knew what to say from the information I had, but it's just like no knowledge of tonality. I didn't say it with any sort of certainty. I mean, like, what did I say exactly? Let me just rewind that.
You do, and then how I think I could help you. And yeah, you can choose to go ahead if you decide to, or a bit about your business and about yourself. And then if it seems like we're a good fit, then I'll explain what we do and then how I think I could help you. And yeah, you can choose to go ahead if you decide to or not.
Yeah, so it's just said with no certainty. Like, there's a huge difference between like, I mean, you can decide to go ahead with it if you want to. Yeah, if you want to. Or like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna ask you some questions. Gonna uncover what your biggest problem is, where you want to go, where you're currently at, what you're struggling with mainly. And then ultimately, if it feels like it's going to be a good fit, you can see what we do. I'll explain that in a little bit more detail. And then you can ask me any questions regarding that. And then you can decide if you want to go forward or not. Does that sound good? Like, it's night and day between what I say. So it's just tonality.
Okay, great.
Okay, so I just wanted to know what sort of motivated you to take the call with me today?
I've been trying to see systems out there that can help, with the lead process and the consistency. So, just organically, I've just been getting clients through being on Pageant Planet because I'm a pageant consultant and a model consultant. And I get clients that way. I actually got a client yesterday who reached out to me via LinkedIn. But I needed to be on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? So like my goal, maybe get like 2 or 3 clients per month on a consistent basis, not like a month or 3 months down here. And, I'm fine getting clients. I'm new to my state, Dallas, so I've been going out and networking. But I came across your information. I was like, well, let me see how it would help my business,
Okay, so you're just looking for like a more like consistent flow of clients coming in.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so what do you sell in your business?
I mean, I think what I did there isn't too bad. I'm like first getting the initial problem. So I've asked like the most poignant question at the start. So, okay, what is her biggest bottleneck? Why did she get on the call? I can't remember what I said, but it's basically the same question anyway. So she's told me it's lead generation straight off the bat. I should have probed into that a little bit more, but I can go into it later in more depth, which is I think what I'm going to do. But again, just getting a general idea of what their initial biggest problem is a really good place to start. Like, people think it's too invasive, but you can almost like preload the question by like softening it by saying like, yeah, I'm curious, at the moment, what do you feel like your biggest problem is, or what's not working at the level that you truly feel like it could be or it should be? So again, you can soften it a little bit, but yeah, getting the biggest problem initially, and then getting that background of the business, so offer, pricing, niche, whatever, and then referencing that biggest problem again and then diving deeper. But I definitely could have dived deeper from the outset, but yeah.
So I have 2 programs. Get the Crown, which is for all of my pageant beauties. I help them and I create action plans for them to get the crown, win the title. So that's one program. And within that program model, we have Get the Crown Transformation, Get the Crown Power, which helps with your public speaking, Get the Crown Mind, Body, Soul, and Fitness, which helps them with their nutrition and fitness and making sure they're ready to walk across the stage and fit. And then my second program is Model with Confidence. I teach the girls runway modeling advice, especially if they're aspiring models getting into modeling. And then once they're fully trained, I transition them into my model and talent agency, Beauty from Within Model and Talent Management Agency. So there are 2 programs.
Okay, so you train them up with Get the Crown, and then when they're fully trained, you put them into your Beauty from Within program.
Okay, yeah, so Get the Crown is just for pageantry. But if you're interested in modeling, then yes, I'll transition to them with my Model with Confidence Success training. So they're both training programs.
So you can tell I'm not listening because I've had to clarify what she said back to her rather than just simply asking the next question. I'm looking down, I'm focusing more on my notes than actually looking at the camera and listening to what she's saying, which is a big mistake I used to make. I'm sure if I reviewed more of my sales calls from this time period, I would definitely see myself just looking down all the time. It's kind of rude. Imagine your sales is literally just a conversation. Imagine you're having a conversation with someone and someone's just not even looking at you, they're just looking down. Right? And you might say it's different, but I don't think it is. I need to be looking at her when she's speaking to me because A, I'm going to actually be able to listen. So I would have actually understood what she said and I wouldn't have had to clarify it like an absolute idiot. And then it's obviously just personal, right? You don't want to be speaking to someone who's not even looking at you in the conversation. So yeah, if I'd have listened, I would have actually been able to just continue my line of questioning properly.
There are different types of, and the focus of those training programs is either them getting the crown or either model. Those are the 2 focus.
Okay. So if you don't mind me asking, how do you sort of price these? What sort of prices do you charge?
Mm-hmm. So Get the Crown, they work with me on 2 months, and it's $2,500.
Okay.
Or for my Model with Confidence, it's $1,500 for 2 months.
Okay, so is that $1,500 and then $2,500?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. And then out of both of those services that you offer, which one would you want to sell the most of?
I've done equally well for both.
Yeah.
So I just came back from Oklahoma actually training one of my clients who's in my Model with Confidence Success training. She actually just graduated from the program and now she's in the agency.
Yeah.
And then my client yesterday that was off of LinkedIn was for my pageantry, Get the Crown. So I've had 5 clients and 3 for pageantry and 2 for Model with Confidence. And the reason why I have 5 is because currently I also have a corporate America job, right? And so I work for the federal government as a healthcare consultant. And my goal is to kind of let that corporate America job go so I can depend fully on my business. And the reason why I have it as my business as part-time is because it's not a stable.
Oh, shit. Go back.
Corporate America job goes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, makes sense. And what would your sort of dream customer look like if you had to describe?
Okay, so I'm asking all the background questions. It's not too
So my target audience for both of my programs are ambitious women. I've helped men too in the past for public speaking, not getting the crown or Model with Confidence, but with public speaking. Because within Get the Crown, one of my programs is Get the Crown Power, which helps your public speaking interviews. So they're really drawn to the power portion and not getting the crown. They don't care about that, the guys. So I help them. But my ideal target audience members or people that I love to work with are ambitious women because they're driven, they're focused, they have a lot going on, and they tend to be more successful, more focused, and disciplined.
Okay, yeah. And what would you say is like a key selling point about your business?
A key selling point.
I don't think that's a necessary question. I think what I'd find when I'd ask this question is everyone would give the same. It'd be like, oh, it's my customer support, but everyone says that. Everyone looks the exact same. So I think I had enough background information at this point just to dig deeper into the main problem.
They're gonna get the crown. For the pageant beauties, get the crown. Because they want to get the crown, they want to win, they want to be the role model, they want to have that nice crown on their head. So it's kind of like equal. And I think the key selling point because of.
Okay. So what would you say is the main problem you're solving for your customers? Would it be just training and pageantry and modeling?
Again,
building confidence. So my business is beauty from within. So I train them knowing that they are enough and that their beauty is from within.
Okay. And what would you say the sales process you have from someone being a customer who's interested to getting them to being a paid customer with you? What sort of process is it?
What do you mean?
So say someone's interested in your service. How do you take them from being interested to becoming a paid customer?
Oh, okay, like a potential client to actual client.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a conversation with them, right? So I have a free 15-minute consultation call with people that are interested. So either they reach out to me through my Instagram pages, LinkedIn, or the fact that I'm on Pageant Planner, or even Facebook. I got somebody from TikTok.
Yeah.
And then I would send them if they were interested, I would send them consultation. They book a time to talk to me. I talk to them within the 15 minutes, and I usually, I can decide then if they would be a good fit with me, right? And I'll be a good fit with them because building, I'm a trained social worker, so I kind of like I can figure it out. So when I talk to them, they say, that they're very determined. I like to work with like determined people, right? And people that like me, they set goals and they achieve them, right? And they're coachable. So in my calls, I find that I ask a lot of questions regarding either modeling or pageantry. And if I say, well, I would love to work with you. And they're like, yeah, I would love to work with you as well. And these are the next steps. And then, I tell them, well, the next step is I'm going to send you my brochure of either if it's Get the Crown or Model with Confidence. I'm also going to send you the service agreement and then an invoice. And that's it. And then they pay the invoice to become the client.
Okay, cool. Okay, so some of the questions I'm going to ask now are probably going to come across as a bit like personal. So apologies if it's sounds like an interrogation, but I just want to be thorough with this. So how are you currently getting new customers?
Okay, so now I've got all the background information. I'm actually diving into how she's getting new customers. I could have cut probably 2 or 3 of those background questions that I asked towards the end if I'd have actually listened to what she said initially, and she wouldn't have had to repeat herself, and that subconsciously just loses trust as well. She knows I'm not listening because I'm asking this similar questions. But again, now I'm digging into the real thing. What I've also done is she's in her fucking bed right now. I would have said at the start of the call, which is what I do now, do you have a pen and paper, something to take notes with? It's a really good way of making sure that they are in the right situation to take the call. I don't mind her taking the call in her bed as long as she's focused. But I like saying that question because if someone's fucking in the car or something, driving their kid to a baseball game, I want to make sure they're actually giving their full attention to the call, which she is. But I don't like asking, okay, you're in the right place to take the call, because it can come across as a little bit weird. So I like to say, have you got a fucking pen or paper to take notes right now? Something like that. It makes it a lot easier. But again, she's focused, it's okay. But it's kind of funny, she's taking the call in her bed.
Yep. So for my pageantry, I'm on a platform called Pageant Planet. If you've ever heard of that, I don't know if they have that in the UK yet. So it's just for pageant girls, and there's pageants all over the US. I've helped people I'm originally from Ghana, West Africa, so I've helped girls in my country as well, and it's all over the world actually because there are pageants all over. UK has pageants, actually give you the leads and you reach out to those leads and so on and so forth. But Model with Confidence, though, how I got potential clients was just by being on lessons.com, running my Facebook ads, and that's how I got a client.
Okay. Do you know currently how much it's costing you to get a new customer?
That's a good question. Let me see. For my Facebook ad that I ran, I spent $180 for the ad.
Okay. So the script I was following here was very methodical. It was ask one question, okay, acknowledge their answer, ask the next question. It really didn't advertise digging that deep into their pain, which is again she's talking about how she got clients on Facebook, a fucking directory she's on for pageants or whatever the fuck it was. I again could have dug so much deeper into that, asked about the results, how long it's been working for, what else she's tried, etc. But instead I'm just jumping straight onto the next question of how much it's costing to get a customer, which again is helpful to know, but it's leaving so much pain and leaving so much things that I could just root out on the table.
And then for Pageant Planet, it's a subscription to get the leads, which is $50 per month.
Okay.
So honestly, I would say how much it's costing me is maybe I'm a very budget frugal person, so I'm not gonna go if I can do something that is more cost effective, I will go that route.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe $300.
Okay. And do you have a system in place to get customers on demand?
Not on demand. It's kind of organic because of the Pageant Planet and Facebook, and people just see my Instagram and stuff like that. So and TikTok, I started doing polls on TikTok, are you competing in a pageant? Yes or no? And people answer that, and I kind of reach out to those people. Right now, it's just me, a one-woman show running everything. So that's why I can only handle 5. But if I transition from my corporate America job, then I can handle more. And then my goal is to have an in-person agency, modeling agency that will cater to my models and my pageant beauties. But that's the next step. Right now, it's just me. So I got to do stuff to just make sure I have enough money so I can go to the next route.
Yeah. And are you comfortable with how it's going at the moment?
No, not really, because the clients are not consistent. So that's what I want to see if I can change that.
Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, how much money are you currently making?
Okay. So literally say, how many clients have you, are you comfortable with where you are at the moment? She literally openly says no. It's the first time that I've actually put her in any sort of dissatisfaction with her current situation. But instead of diving deeper into that and exposing more pain around that, asking more probing questions around that, I've literally just jumped to the next question of how much money are you currently making? It's rude. It's if I ask someone, I've asked her a personal question, she's given me a personal answer, but then I jump straight to the next question. It's if I ask you, how do you feel about your, how's the relationship with your dad been recently? You tell me, you open up to me, and then straight after I ask, what's your favorite food? I'm not showing any acknowledgement that I've listened to her. I'm not digging deeper. I'm not showing any form of respect. I'm just jumping aimlessly to the next question, which isn't really my fault at this point. It's my 3rd, 4th call. It's the way I've been taught, so I don't really know any better. But now I can look back with hindsight and see I'm doing so much wrong. But like I wouldn't know this, and like I had an opportunity to just put her in so much more dissatisfaction with her current state and really widen the gap. And then later I'm obviously going to go into what her goals are. But yeah, huge opportunity missed.
Well, yeah, well, I've had the 5 clients, right? So, and I charge like the 2,500. So, but it hasn't been consistent because starting my business up and then like, so I would say I've made 2,500.
Okay. And what would you say your goal is? 12 months, like a 12-month goal.
2,500. Well.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. And what would you say your motivation is for getting to that point?
It's just like I'm asking the questions in such a robotic way. It sounds so scripted. If you ever sound like you're reading off a script, you know you're doing something wrong. And she can tell that. I can tell it from watching back. It's like I just sound extremely robotic. It should be more of a conversation. Like the questions are there because you need the information that the questions provide. But you don't have to ask them word for word. Like for example, in the background section, she's answered like probably a lot of. You might ask a prospect one question and they'll answer like 3 different questions that you have on your script. Don't then ask the same question if you've already got the answer. Again, it's just going to do what I did. And they're going to give you the same answer. And it's going to subconsciously break that trust a little bit because they know you're not really listening to them. But yeah, it's a conversation. Like you need to ask the logical questions based on what they're answering. And like, although you have a script in sales and like you have questions for the discovery phase, you have like rebuttals for objection handling, you have a way to pitch. There's never going to be like a perfect A/B test where prospect says this, you immediately respond with this. Prospect says this, you immediately respond to this. That's the thing with sales, like you're going to have to think on your feet. You're going to have to some degree, it has to be personal to every prospect. Not every call is going to be the same by absolutely no means. So again, like it is a skill. I don't blame myself at all at this point because I didn't know any better. But yeah, again, like I missed so many points here and like I'll do so many things differently now. Like, without a doubt, we'll see how it
being
goes.
Able to work, right now I am blessed to have a corporate America job that allows me the freedom, but I want more freedom, right? To be able to do that because if I feel like if I do have the freedom, I can do more motivational speaking, right? Which that's one of my skills. I can actually do more webinars. Like I have a webinar that I actually ran an ad for, where to find your dream clients. I'm teaching them how I was able to get my clients, So if I had more free time, I can do stuff like that. I can do the webinars and more free time where I don't have to be like on my computer 24/7 for a corporate America job. And I know that I have money coming in consistently, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. And how would your business change if you got to that point? Like if you got to where you want to get to, the 12-month point?
I think I would be a billionaire, honestly.
Yeah.
So if I have a very well-structured, because I'm a very data person, I'm a system person, and I'm a operations person. So if I had 5 of me and my business being consistent, I would be a billionaire because the way that I created my business, everybody tells me like you have a very strong niche, different niche from other people. Because a lot of people will call themselves either a patent coach, a modeling coach, I'm a consultant, Yeah. So it's different. I think having a better structure, I think will help in the long run.
Okay, and what would you say is like stopping you from getting to where you want to get on your own?
Yeah, so
Okay, so I'm addressing like the doubt, which is good. Like it's one of the 7 beliefs that you want to address. If you see my last video, like the questions are good, but it's just like the nature of how I'm asking them, and like this extremely surface level nature of how I'm conducting this call. Like I'm not creating any sort of discomfort between like where she is now, where she wants to be. I haven't widened that gap at all. Like other than this question, which is going to do it very, very slightly. But yeah, it's just probing, tonality, and honestly a few changes, but it's not that bad, honestly, in terms of like my 3rd, 4th calls, just because of the information I had. Like, I'm asking the right questions, but just not probing.
I thought about this yesterday, and I was like, the concern is the fact that, I'm in a newspaper by myself, and I do not want to run out of money,
Okay.
In doing stuff. So I don't want to be inconvenienced to eventually be convenienced in the long run, if that makes sense. Because right now, if I choose to do that, I know that I'll be successful in my business, but I'm going to be broke for a while until I actually start making, more profit, getting clients. Because I know my programs, I know the services that I provided are good. I've gotten 5-star reviews, so I'm not worried about that. I'm worried that if I let my corporate America job go, which is where I'm getting funding for all of like my, doing my marketing and all that stuff,
yeah,
I'm going to be broke.
Yeah.
That's the scare.
Okay.
Most people, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. What are you going to say?
No, I said most people, they're lucky enough because...
Yeah, so just like interrupting her. Like when they're speaking, you want to leave, like if they stop speaking if they pause, you want to always leave like anywhere from 2 to 4 seconds. Ideally 2, just wait like 1, 2, and then jump in. Because like quite often they'll say something, they'll pause, and then they'll add something in. Like you give them that room to think, and they just get their thoughts out of their mind, and they say them. So yeah, just give them room, give them time to actually say what they're going to say. Don't interrupt.
Either you're married and your husband will help, or like, maybe they came from a family that has money, and so they have that foundation. I've been reading a lot of like books about like how people got to where they are, like, they're successful people. Oprah's the only one that I can see.
Okay.
So you're working hard?
Yes, over 80 hours.
And is that every day?
Yes, well, every day to get the leads, right? Like I do my ads, and every day I reach out to the leads and stuff like that. But like my client now, I see her every Wednesday at 5:30 to 6:30 because it's an hour session, right? So Yeah.
Okay. And so, okay, I can say with a lot of confidence that we can definitely help you get more.
Okay, bro. I can say with a lot of confidence, as I say it in the most monotone, flat voice. Like, this is meant to be like the confidence statement. I don't really do this anymore, but it's meant to come across as like your statement of absolute confidence, so you can definitely help them. And like, as the name suggests, you should say it with confidence, not in the extremely monotone, unenthusiastic, unconfident way that I've said it.
Potential clients. Would you like me to explain how and what we do?
Yes. Can you tell me a little bit about your background, how you started your business, and
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. So I was
So you can tell, like, tell me about your background, how you've started this business. She can tell, like, the reason she's asked that is because she can tell that I'm new, just from the way I've handled myself, just because of my communication, my body language, the frame I've set on the call, the way I've came across. Like, she can tell I'm new, I'm young. Again, like, being young isn't a problem if you're carrying yourself well on the call, if you're setting the frame, if you're actually in control of that call, you're asking the right questions. She can tell that I'm running through a script. I'm asking her the same basic fucking questions she's probably been asked before. So she knows I'm new to this, is why she asked that question. Like, this is why, like, people talk about case studies and how am I going to land my first client without case studies. I've sold to tons and tons of clients without using case studies, just because I carried myself correctly on the call. I didn't do this, I got better than this. And I had that frame, I had the aura that they didn't need to ask, because I was literally just subconsciously communicating through the way I was asking questions and the way I was carrying out the call that I was the expert. And they didn't feel the need to ask for client results, social proof, things like that. So yeah, she can very much see that, which is why she asked this question.
I was originally in, I finished school and then I got a job. And then I just realized I don't want to do that.
Okay, so like, why, even if she asked my background, I should have just gone straight into my pitch. I shouldn't have spoken to her about it. This is immediately just lowering my status. I don't know why I'm talking about this. It's just not relevant to the call at all, but yeah.
I don't want to work in this job. It's really like soul sucking. I was looking at people around me, like my colleagues I'm working with. I was like, nah, no, this is not what I want to be. It's not what I want to do. So I started looking into like entrepreneurship and like self-development and stuff like that. So then I eventually came across like the agency business model. And I decided I picked where I wanted to help people, and it was coaches and consultants to get more appointments. And yeah, it's just gone from there.
Oh, that's good. I'm very proud of you for doing that. That's why I asked you how old you were, because I'm like, this little boy is. Well, I know.
Alright. Last thing you want to get called on sales call is a little boy.
You're a young man, but I'm older than you, so I might look young, but I'm older than you. So,
you can the thing is, like, this isn't all bad. You can play into it, because obviously, like, even if she's a woman, she can still see herself in me, in the fact that I'm like young, I want to get started. She started at some point as well, like not having any clients, etc., which is probably what she perceives me as having. So they can always play into it, because if they see themselves in you, they want to give you a chance. Maybe the chance they never had, maybe the chance they did have, but again, like, you can sort of play into it, but it's always better just to maintain that frame from the start. And then again, like, you can use youth to your advantage with what I just talked about, but like, again, like the frame has sort of been lost and sort of gone too far in that direction with this, because you obviously still want to maintain authority whilst having that advantage.
And I'm like, this little guy, he has a business and he's doing a great job for himself. I'm very proud. I think you should give speeches on people, especially young adults that are looking to, get into entrepreneurship and stuff like that. I think that you'll be really good at that. So.
Oh, thank you. That'll be fun. I don't know where to start doing that though.
Just like how you reached out to me online. It's all online platforms,
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to start YouTube channel.
Yeah, definitely. Or TikTok and give them advice.
So buy my course for £40,000. So,
yeah, well, create a course. That is true. Create a course on how to do that. There are different avenues. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll explain how I think I can help you. It's so I run an advertising agency called Arise Advertising, and basically we help coaches and consultancy businesses like yourselves book appointments with potential clients, and we basically don't get paid if we don't deliver you results. So what that means, and the way we structure it is, we have an initial £200 setup fee.
£200.
Just to get the ball rolling, and then from there we charge £25 per appointment.
So I don't know why, like, even with the training I had, I'm telling the price as I'm pitching. Definitely don't want to do that. You want to get buy-in from the actual process first, answer any questions, concerns they have, because now I've told her price, all she's thinking about is price rather than the value of how I'm actually communicating it. If there is any value to how I'm doing it anyway, we'll see.
And that we generate for you. And that's it.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, that was my pitch. My pitch was literally the outcome. There was nothing on the process. It was literally just the price. I don't know why, like, I must have got lazy, but yeah, it's absolutely dreadful. I literally, what the fuck, bro?
Per appointment. So what, £25, that's what, in US dollars? Like,
I'm not even saying it to her in her native currency.
Like 30 something.
$30, yeah, $30.
£25 to dollars. $31.50.
Okay, per lead.
Per appointment that we set.
Oh, okay, per appointment.
So it'd be, in your case, you said you had like the 15-minute discovery call. So it'd be one of them. Or you could extend the time that you talk to them beyond 15 minutes, or it could be 15 minutes, but per one of those calls, we charge $31.50.
Oh, for the free consultation that they have with me.
Oh no, for like a discovery call. Yeah, basically. for like a discovery call that they would have with you, where you could then pitch them your services.
Oh, so let me see if I got it. So you guys will try to reach out to, I call them my luxury clients, right? Because a lot of people will come to you and be like, well, I want to work with you, but I can't afford your services. Well, I'm sorry. That's how much you pay. You know, and the reason why, like, at first, when I first started my business, I was not charging my work, right? I was charging like $300 or, you know, and I was like, oh, no. You know, and now that, like, I'm actually traveling to my clients and I'm actually like it's my time, you know? So you got to get paid for time. So I started like increasing the amount. And I started doing it little by little so I would feel more comfortable with it. And that was like an easy sell, you know, because I also have like a sales background. You know, I before I was in corporate America, I did sales, and I was like the #1 producer there. So let's say, so what's your mechanism? How would you guys get the people on my calendar for a potential like discovery call?
Great question.
Yeah, so like she shouldn't have to ask this. Like definitely should have said that in the pitch, and then go into the pricing. Ask any questions. Make sure she's aligned on the process. Then go into pricing. Then get the tie down. Then handle the objections from there.
So we would use like your existing following on like social media. So I'm guessing you have a LinkedIn account, which I've seen, and Facebook. And so the people that are engaged on your personal brand, we would log them as leads, get their information. We would then reach out to them in 3 different ways: on Facebook, LinkedIn, and email, and then basically just nurture them into getting an appointment.
So, and then you guys, I know that you guys charge like $31 per lead. So do you get paid per month? So like, can you give me an example of how much all that would be?
Okay, so we charge per appointment we book. So it will be, so let's say typically a month looks like 10, we can book you 10 appointments, let's say in the first month. So let's say that's a $200 setup fee, plus let's say 10 appointments we book, so that's 10 times 30. So let's say about $500 in the first month, and then it was probably looking around like $400 in the second month, so on.
Okay, that's good. But I won't be able to start this month because I'm the official recruiter for Miss California USA, so I'll be in California. The next month, I'm a judge for Miss International Miss. So for the 2 last weeks of June, I'll be in Florida. Attending like a leadership conference. So I would say it's time for us to start. And then the client that I'm working with her all the way until August because that's when her pageant is Miss Earth. So we're looking at maybe possibly me coming on board the end of July, August.
Okay, that sounds good. Are you keen to come on board?
Okay. Yep. That's the plan. So is it possible for you to send me like a proposal or like an informational package?
Okay, she just doesn't have enough like confidence, or like, yeah, it's a timing issue. There's definitely a part of it, as she said, but again, like, you can just tell from what she's saying, there's just not enough confidence. I haven't explained. I mean, from the calls, how the call's gone, I've not pitched her with any sort of mechanism. I've not aligned with her pain points when I'm speaking about what I do in any sense. So I mean, it's just a trust issue. Like, it's not a timing thing. The timing thing is a smokescreen. There's ways you can combat that for sure, but I mean, like, her asking for a proposal for more information is just trying to escape the pain of going forward, because she knows deep down there's a chance that it won't work out because I haven't given her that confidence. The timing is a smokescreen for sure.
Like, I know everything that we talked about today, but also for me to see it because I'm a visual person.
Yeah, I can send you a Google Doc of everything that my office and everything.
So I'm just like caving in straight away. I'm not trying to handle it at all. I'm not addressing it. I'm just caving in, like, everything she's saying. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Like, she's taking the lead. She's now in control. Like, it's very hard to close a sale when you're not in control. Like, and she has all the power now. She's telling me what to do. She's saying, do this. I'm complying effortlessly. I'm not like taking any of the power into my hands. It's
And like what I'm proposing, the cost and everything. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, great. That'll be great. And then, so for example, I've had my personal Instagram page. I'm a Jenya for a long time, so I have more followers on that page. Like, I had 2,000 and something. But the one that I really want people to follow me on is Pageant Consultant Cynthia. I just started that like 3 months ago, so I have 111 followers. So how can you guys get leads appointments from those people? Because some of them are followers because they do want my services, but they couldn't afford it, and so they keep watching me. And some of them are new to my page and stuff like that. So some of them are not also interested; they're just there following me and supporting me. So how are you guys gonna, because not everybody's gonna want to book an appointment, if that makes sense?
Yeah. So basically, we will find the leads. We'll find the leads from your followers, and then my team member that I employ puts them through like a qualification process, so they'll be able to see how qualified they are to afford your services and how engaged they are. And based on that,
I didn't have a team member. Just complete bullshit. Just made that up.
That process will then go ahead and send them the link to book an appointment with you if we think they're qualified. So it's not just any random person we're tossing in to like book an appointment.
Okay. And so I know that you've never competed in pageants or whatever, but what do you think of the price point? Because it's 12 things that I teach them, right? The beauty from within method to getting the crown, or beauty from within method of modeling confidence, success training. They're both success training. Just one is your path is pageantry. The second one, your path is modeling. So what do you think of that price point of $2,500? Do you think it's too high, or do you think it should be $1,500?
Was that for the pageantry?
Yeah, pageantry. So what that includes is me actually traveling to them, being there to support them, including a spa day towards the end. I actually go with them to dress shop. I guide them and coach them on their walking. So what do you think?
And how long does that last? How long do you coach them for?
2 months. So the first month is all online, via Skype. Actually, like for 6 sessions, and then the 2 sessions will be, or the 3 sessions, one will be just a whole day of just learning how to walk and stuff like that. The next day will be like me going to dress shop with them. And then before their pageant is when we'll have a spa day, relaxation day, they get the nails done, briefs. The day after is I'm there to support them, to help them succeed, and I'll be there when they get the crown, So what do you think about that price point?
Yeah, good question. So I just need to ask, how many people have you had go through the get the crown?
Possibly the way that I have it structured.
Now, how many people have you coached in the pageantry?
So I coach a lot of people, but a majority of the people I get through Pageant Planet, right? And Pageant Planet pays me, so they don't pay for my services. They're there because Pageant Planet has found them and brought them to me. They pay me. So the ones that I've been able to get on my own, though, I'll say 3.
Okay, and are they happy with your services? Are they give good feedback?
Oh yeah, I got 5 stars all around.
Great. Okay, then I'll probably say you charge more.
I'll charge more.
Yeah, probably.
So somebody told me that too. Someone told me, they're like, Cynthia, you need to charge more. So
I'll say, yeah, put it up to maybe 3,000 and see how it goes from there.
Okay, all right. So when you guys pitch my plan, do you guys tell them that how much it is, or?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we don't. We leave that up to you. Yeah, the sales part is entirely up to you, but we'll do everything we can to get you the appointment. We'll get the lead, we'll turn them into an appointment, we'll make sure they're engaged.
I mean, she's seeking for like additional help on pricing. I mean, like to some degree, she does see me as someone who's valuable, who knows what they're doing, because she's asking me this question. She's putting trust in me, which is kind of nice to see, to be honest. So like she was seeking for me to give her an answer around that. When prospects like hit you with a question about what you do, whatever, like sometimes there's a hidden agenda behind the question. Like for example, let's say you're selling like a program for marketing agencies, like a video course content. And let's say the prospect asks you, okay, like are there group coaching calls in the program? Like the average sales rep would just jump straight into that and be like, yeah, we do like 5 coaching calls a week. We have one topic on mindset, we have one topic on health, we have one topic on sales, appointment booking. Yeah, we'll basically give you everything you need. And then it turns out the prospect is like, it's probably not what I'm looking for then, because on the last call, I mean, there was group coaching, but it ended up being like 300 people on the calls, and I could never get my question answered. And I honestly felt like I could just never get any support, and it was just a waste of my time. So like sometimes they have a hidden agenda behind the question. So what I like to do is I like to just like get to the reason that they're asking the question first, and then give an answer suitable to that. So instead of just jumping straight into it, I'd say something like, yeah, I mean, generally no, but is there a particular reason you're asking that? Or for example, I'm curious, like, why do you ask that specifically? Then they tell you the agenda, then you can answer it correctly. Okay, so like, again, like I could have done that when she said that. She said, do you guys help with pricing at all? I could have said, generally no, but is there a specific reason you're asking that? Yeah, because I'm kind of debating about like what my pricing should be. I don't know how that's going to look, especially because people have told me I should bump it up. And then I say, okay, I mean, that's interesting. I think in your case, definitely we could work with you, because everything we do for clients is custom, right? So I think in your case, if we could align when we have the initial onboarding call on what you should be charging, it can definitely help us to reflect that in our messaging when we're doing the qualification. And yeah, we can make sure you're getting the best leads that are actually paying you correctly, or just something like that that actually aligns with that intention behind the questions she's asking me. So yeah, it's important.
And qualified, and then yeah, they'll get on the call with you, and then hopefully it goes well.
Okay, all right, well, I'll try that. Is that like a contract to work with you guys, or is it per month?
It is pay on results. So for every appointment we get, it's $31. So we will bill you at the end of the month for the amount of appointments we get.
Okay, yeah, so that was the answer that I wanted to know. Okay, that's good. Okay, great. Yeah, so I guess the next step is send me the information. And then
she's taking control. She's like, the next step is this, not me.
I would reach back out to you the end of like in July, August, and then we can start from there.
Okay, sounds good. So I'll get the proposal sent over to you and everything you need to know.
All right, great. It was nice talking to you. Thank you so much.
Nice talking to you too. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Thanks. Cheers.
Okay, I would have never heard back from this woman ever again. Like, if I'd have sent a proposal, she's not getting back to me. I probably didn't follow up enough. My systems at the time were not good enough to follow up. Like, to actually remind myself to follow up. Obviously, you don't need systems to fucking send a message, but I probably wasn't tracking it. She definitely didn't become a client. And yeah, it's just the whole frame. Like, hopefully you got value from this, but I think definitely you would have seen that I could have gone so much deeper in the discovery phase. I asked like decent questions, but I just didn't probe enough at all. So almost no point in even asking them. All the insights I got were very surface level. My pitch was terrible. My transition to the pitch was terrible. Objection handling was non-existent. Answering questions was okay, could be better. But yeah, it's like my 4th sales call. Kind of uncomfortable to watch this, but hopefully you got some value from it. And compared to the person I am today when it comes to sales, literally night and day. Like, you can even see the transformation. Like, I'm like nothing like the person I am today. Obviously I look similar, but I feel like a completely different person. It's reflected from the progress I've made. So yeah, I mean, if you are interested at all in what it is that we do, there's a link, first one in the description, where you can check out, you can book in a call with me to explore how we can help you. And that's everything. I've also got I think how I got this woman on the call was through cold calling, actually. If you want a guide on how I did that, it's the number one method I've used to book thousands of appointments, probably hundreds, not thousands. I've done thousands of dials. I've booked almost 1,000 appointments at this point. I've got a full guide in the description that you can download to literally get everything that I know about cold calling. But yeah, that's everything for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.